the last man standing. There was a small village nestled at the foot of an inactive volcano. The villagers had lived there for generations, eking out a living by farming the fertile soil and raising livestock. Life was peaceful until one day when the ground beneath their feet began to tremble. A plume of smoke billowed into the sky, signaling the volcano's awakening. A young man named Alex noticed that his pet dog, Sparky, was unusually agitated, barking incessantly and refusing to go inside. Could Sparky sense something that the others couldn't? Just then, the earth shook violently, causing rocks and ash to rain down from the sky. It was clear they had to leave immediately. Alex knew that if they didn't take action quickly, they would be trapped. So he did the only thing he could think of. He started to run as fast as he could, making his way to the top of the hill overlooking the village. There, he slid down a rock face, rolled over and over again, and landed safely on the other side. He looked back to see the volcano erupting in all its fury. Lava flowed like a fiery river, consuming everything in its path. The once peaceful village was now a scene of utter devastation. As the chaos unfolded, Alex stumbled upon a group of terrified villagers. They were ashen-faced and stumbled over each other in their haste to escape. Without hesitation, he shouted, "Everyone, come with me. We have to get out of here." His words were urgent, his tone commanding. Now, most of the villagers didn't know who he was or why he had led them there, but they were desperate for help, and his confidence gave them hope. So they followed him blindly, hoping he knew something they didn't. Together, they raced across the scorched earth, the sound of their footsteps echoing the pounding of their hearts. But it was hard to outrun the advancing lava. The air grew thick with ash, making it difficult to breathe, and the oppressive heat made their throats raw. But Alex kept running, his eyes fixed on the horizon. Suddenly, he spotted a cave hidden amidst some large boulders. With renewed vigor, he led the villagers towards it, hoping it would provide shelter from the impending doom. As they poured into the cave, Alex turned to see the angry mob of villagers behind him. Their faces were twisted with fear and their eyes blazing with anger. What had he done? Why had he brought them to this desolate place? But before he could explain, a rock the size of a house came crashing down from above, blocking the entrance. The ground trembled and the roar of the falling rock echoed through the cave. The villagers huddled together, paralyzed with fear. Then, slowly but surely, the air grew colder. The tremor subsided and a heavy silence descended upon them. When they finally emerged from the cave, blinking against the bright sunlight, they found themselves in a lush, green valley. In the distance, they could hear the angry rumblings of the volcano, but it was a distant threat now, and this place felt like paradise. Alex, exhausted but relieved, collapsed onto a nearby rock. He had led the villagers to safety. Looking around, he realized they weren't alone. Many other people had sought refuge in this hidden valley, drawn here by the promise of safety. Among them were families with young children, the elderly, and even some pets. But as the adrenaline wore off, the villagers began to panic. They had lost their